I've been with Ethan for 7 years. Now he's getting married. His fiancé is a beautiful, high-class Omega. Our arrangement should have ended naturally at this point. But Ethan said I could make one final request. Wiping sweat from my brow, I struggled with the heavy suitcase when his voice stopped me. Don't worry about it. We're bros. No need to be polite. I first learned about Ethan's engagement through the TV. The tall man stood with his arm around a delicate-looking guy, staring blankly at the cameras. Yes, we're getting married. I watched the entire press conference before turning it off. Only then did I shiver involuntarily. Seriously, two men holding each other's waists still looks weird to me. Snapping out of it, I rushed to cook before Ethan's return. The 4 dishes and soup were ready when he walked in. During dinner, I wanted to ask about the engagement but remembered his no talking during meals rule. He broke the silence first. What's wrong? You're never this quiet. With permission granted, I blurted, Ethan, you're really getting married? He nodded without elaboration. I frowned. Then what about me? Ethan paused, fork hovering. What about you? You'll keep living here. I'll get him another place. I sighed, still not used to this world's absurd drama. If you're marrying someone, we need to end this properly. You can't cheat on your partner. His brow furrowed. Are you leaving me? Recognizing his domineering CEO persona emerging, I backtracked. Not at all. I mean, my presence could harm your marriage. This union connects 2 major corporations. You need to handle it carefully. My reasonable argument worked. He relaxed slightly. That makes sense. Just as I sighed in relief, he added, but I don't want us to separate. Huh? You're in love with me? Ethan froze completely. After an eternity, he muttered, You're my Omega. I waved dismissively. Hey, what's the big deal? We never did the permanent bond. We stared at each other, him flustered, me completely calm. Still no. I refuse. Knowing further argument was pointless, I dropped it. His refusal wouldn't stop others from intervening. That night, Ethan clung to me with unusual desperation. He stopped even showering just to stick by my side. Exhausted, I couldn't be bothered to ask what was wrong. Next morning, when he tried to call in sick again, I shoved him out the door. Go make money. A real man should be out conquering the world. Got it? Ethan fumbled with his shirt buttons, his stormy expression making the simple task take forever. Fed up, I yanked him closer and fastened them myself. Enough sulking. Get to work. Don't waste your prime years glued to this nonsense. His scowl deepened as he finally trudged away. If it weren't for his CEO image, I swear he'd have looked back 3 times per step. After getting ready, I headed out, not to work, but to visit the Hunts. I deliberately scuffed my shoes outside their mansion, softening the soles. Predictably, no one offered me a seat. I stood in the foyer studying my shoes for what felt like an hour before Eleanor glided in. What brings you here? Her lifted chin couldn't hide the tension in her neck. Mrs. Hunt, I imagine you'd prefer the media never learns about your soon-to-wed son's secret love child situation. God, even I cringed at the soap opera line. This world's tropes were rubbing off on me. Her perfectly arched brows furrowed. What do you want? Make Ethan dump me, then get me a job. That's all? Her surprise mirrored mine. Too modest? How about 5 million then? You greedy little... She caught herself, nostrils flaring. Fine, let's haggle. We settled on 4,050,000 and my eviction. My feet ached from standing, but the new bank card made it worthwhile. Ethan didn't come home that night, just called at 10 p.m. urging me to sleep. I cheerfully wished him good night, pretending ignorance. Shockingly, he stayed gone all week. Was ditching me really that traumatic? When he finally returned with a bruised face and household staff packing my things, I touched his injury gently. What happened here? He stayed silent. As I struggled with my lone suitcase containing 7 years of memories, he rasped, Ask for one more thing. Anything. I grinned. Nah, we're cool. Brothers don't keep score. Truth was, I'd never really seen Ethan as my alpha lover, more like an overly clingy frat brother. After all, I wasn't some true-blooded Omega. I was just an ordinary guy. Maybe the heavens took pity on me, letting this 28-year-old single IT nerd transmigrate into a world where people act like they'll die if they don't date. And here, it's not just about men and women, guys date guys, girls date girls. Seriously, universe? I get you want me to find love, but this is taking open-mindedness too far. Oh, and forget male/female distinctions. They categorize people as alphas, betas, or omegas here. I used those terms constantly in my old life, but never imagined this application. When I first arrived, I played dumb to avoid suspicion. My new persona conveniently happened to be a socially awkward stutterer, so I mostly hid in corners listening to gossip. Little did I know how utterly deranged this society was until I woke up feverish in an unfamiliar bed, realizing too late someone had drugged me. My body burned beyond control, vision swimming. Before blacking out, I caught a whiff of sharp liquor and grabbed blindly at a passing sleeve. Help! Morning brought full body aches like my bones were cracking. Squinting, I stumbled to the bathroom. Only after did I notice the other man in bed, gorgeous. Even while yawning, I gave him a friendly slap on the shoulder. Thanks for last night, man. Oh, you won. He just glared silently. Cue the chaos. Photographers stormed in, snapping away as Jay Young casually strutted shirtless to the toilet. Reporters bombarded me. Mr. Young, are you defying the Young family? What's your relationship with that alpha? Enough, I yelled. So I slept beside a guy? Big deal. The room went dead silent before exploding into louder frenzy. I shoved through the crowd. Homecoming proved worse. My belongings littered the curb. The sneering security guard drawled. The Young family disowns shameless omegas like you. Standing homeless. It hit me. This felt like some gender-flipped trashy romance novel. But I'm no Lucky Mary Sue protagonist. Hauling my pathetic suitcase, I booked the cheapest motel room. As the Young family's least favorite bastard, my wallet screamed poverty. After rent, I couldn't afford food. Every job application got rejected. The Youngs blacklisted you. Even construction crews turned me away. I couldn't help but mutter, damn, this Mary Sue nonsense is terrifying. Just as I felt utterly hopeless, I ran into Ethan, the same guy who'd helped me that night. But our reunion wasn't some romantic meet-cute. No, it nearly landed us on Dateline. His car almost clipped me when I was at my most vulnerable. When I straightened up and saw him, I felt a surge of emotion. Oh my God, buddy, do you have a sixth sense for when I'm in trouble? Are you my guardian angel? He just shot me an icy glare and turned to leave. I immediately dropped to the pavement and latched onto his leg. Ethan, please, you've already saved me once. Don't half-ass it now. His expression remained frosty. I'm not your buddy. Yeah, no kidding. Fine. Buddy, help me one more time, and I'll owe you forever. Desperation clawed at me. Ethan was the only person who'd ever shown me kindness. This golden ticket? I wasn't letting go. He stared like I'd grown a second head. I own a car. I don't need livestock. Seriously? This guy's weirder than I am. I can clean. Cook. Hell, I'll even keep your bed warm. The words tumbled out before I could stop them. We were causing such a scene that his secretary finally intervened. Mr. Hunt, the banquet Mrs. Eleanor Hunt arranged is starting soon. We need to leave. Ethan's jaw tightened. The secretary pressed. Sir, you can't miss this. Mr. and Mrs. Hunt are counting on this alliance marriage. He pinched the bridge of his nose, frustration rolling off him in waves. Understood. My eyes darted between them. Time to play my card. I scrambled up and whispered in his ear. You hate this arranged marriage stuff? Let me fix it. When he raised a skeptical brow, I doubled down. I'll pose as your omega. I know all the pregnancy symptoms. I'll make it convincing. He still hesitated until I grabbed his hand. Trust me, Ethan. You won't regret it. Fine. One chance. Screw this up and I'll grovel on my knees. Spin in circles while I do it. That won't be necessary. Victory. I practically bounced into his luxury car, patting the seat. Hop in. Golden boy. During the ride, we swapped basics. He even took me shopping for new clothes. The fabric felt like clouds against my skin. These are amazing, I blurted, grinning when he kept side-eyeing me. Never worn anything this nice. He hesitated before offering. Do well tonight, and I'll buy you more. Deal. I beamed, not even pretending to refuse. Free designer clothes? The scam was paying off already. Really? You're such a good person. Upon arrival, Ethan exited the car first. Abandoning my usual carefree demeanor, I shrunk closer to Ethan's side, clutching his sleeve. Sensing his questioning glance, I whispered, "Remember, I'm your secret lover who hasn't met your parents yet, the poor Omega about to save you from an arranged marriage. You're supposed to cherish me." He stiffened before hesitantly taking my hand. Why's a grown man acting like a blushing virgin? Frustrated, I yanked his arm around my waist. He jerked back as if burned. "Darling," I hissed through gritted teeth. "Hold me properly." "What? Are we having some illicit affair?" My use of darling visibly shocked him, pupils dilating. But he quickly recovered, pulling me snugly against his chest. Satisfied, I adopted a trembling bunny expression, gazing around the mansion with feigned awe. Screw dignity, this luxury meal ticket would be mine. Young family legacy secured. Inside, holy hell, the place swarmed with supermodels. If I weren't playing Ethan's devoted boyfriend, I'd be drooling. Ethan, however, remained stoic, addressing the woman on the central sofa. "Mother." Eleanor glanced up, humming dismissively before spearing me with her hawkish stare. "Ethan, who is this?" I beamed. "Hi, Aunt Eleanor. I'm Jay, Ethan's boyfriend." Her scrutiny raked over me like I was discounted meat. After an eternity, she declared, "Ethan, you're being childish." The condescension dripped, not even pretending to respect either of us. Ethan stood firm. "My apologies, Mother, but I've found my Omega. The arranged marriage is off." God, their exchange belonged in a soap opera. I bit back laughter. Eleanor slammed the coffee table. "Nonsense. You don't get to refuse. Kneel." Seriously? Making a grown man kneel publicly? Yet Ethan dropped down. So did I? Maybe solidarity, maybe method acting. Twin thuds echoed as our knees hit marble. Ethan glanced over when I joined him. I mouthed, "Got your back." Our synchronized defiance enraged Eleanor. She hurled a teacup. Ethan shielded me, taking the hit. Heroic bastard. Touched, I clung to him dramatically. "We're soulmates. Just let us be." The move was a bit tacky, but effective. The woman who'd been sitting on the sofa finally stood up, composure cracking. Some nobody Omega waltzes into the Hunt family preaching true love? "Do I look dead to you?" Forgive me. I didn't watch enough soap operas to immediately grasp all the subtext. I just squared my shoulders and declared with misplaced confidence, "I have a name. Jay Young." It wasn't until I noticed stifled giggles around the room and Ethan's pained expression that I realized, oh, she meant I wasn't part of the elite social circle. Awkward. "Sorry," I mumbled to Ethan, cheeks burning. "I'm not great at this." He shook his head slightly before helping me up. "Mother, we're truly in love, and he's carrying my child." Holy crap, that escalated quickly. I frantically clutched my stomach, swaying dramatically into Ethan's arms. Ethan. The pain. His performance outshined mine, sweeping me into a bridal carry while addressing Eleanor. "We'll take our leave. Consider the arranged marriage canceled." The car ride revealed my miraculous recovery. Ethan raised an eyebrow. "Hospital? Please." I laughed, patting my flat abdomen. "There's nothing in here but air and more air." "Dinner then. Your pick." My eyes probably sparkled like a Disney character. "Anything." The Michelin-starred restaurant killed my enthusiasm. "Portions smaller than my palm?" I nibbled daintily, mentally calculating how many bites constituted polite consumption. Ethan ate with infuriating leisure, finally asking, "Want more?" I shook my head, already planning a midnight pizza run. Back at Ethan's penthouse, he gestured upstairs. "Pick any room. We might need more performances." Midnight found me sneaking downstairs, phone flashlight scanning for delivery apps. Solid muscle blocked my path. Ethan shirtless in sweatpants, looking dangerously annoyed. "Explain." Insomnia? Try again." His gaze sharpened. "You're hungry." My traitorous stomach growled confirmation. Ethan's lips twitched. There's a 24-hour diner 3 blocks away. Really? Get dressed. He tossed me a hoodie. But Jay? Next time just say you want fries. The unspoken understanding hung between us. This fake relationship might accidentally become the realest thing either of us had. Okay. I admit it. I really didn't eat enough earlier. But I truly appreciate you treating me to dinner. It was delicious. It's just that I have a bigger appetite than most. My bad. Turns out he'd already figured it out. My stupid stomach betrayed me. My face burned as I stared at my lap, too embarrassed to meet Ethan's eyes. You just got up to sneak more food? Yep. When our eyes finally met, I realized we'd both been operating under completely wrong assumptions. Wait, you thought I was sneaking around to find your classified documents or something? And you seriously got up this late just to eat? Ha! My stomach growled on cue. Hear that? Even if I lied, my stomach wouldn't. With the misunderstanding cleared, I lost interest in going out. I rummaged through the kitchen cabinets, throwing together noodles and eggs. Between messy slurps, I complained to Ethan. Why'd you even suspect me? I'm practically a stray nobody wants. Even if I had intel, who'd I sell it to? Besides, why would I betray you? Riding your coattails guarantees my cushy life. The noodles slid down satisfyingly, making me bold. I slammed my empty bowl down dramatically. Look, keep me fed with scraps and I'll stay loyal forever. Ethan averted his gaze like the sight pained him. How inspiring. Hey, your noodles are amazing. Can I make another bowl? Knock yourself out. Want some? You barely ate earlier. Skipping meals'll wreck your stomach. How'd you know about my stomach issues? Please. I waved airily. 9 out of 10 tycoons have health issues. 8 get stomach problems, it's basic math. Since when is that a scientific fact? Personal observation. I'm making extra anyway. I'll eat whatever you leave. I dumped 2 portions into the pot before he could protest. Ethan watched incredulously as I tossed random ingredients into the boiling water. This edible? Guaranteed. I boasted, showing off my survival cooking hacks. The guy acted like an emotionless robot, all rigid manners and programmed responses. Weirdly entertaining. He ended up devouring every last noodle, not even leaving broth. Watching the spotless bowl, I swelled with pride. My cooking skills conquered even this human icebox. Beaming, I propped my chin in my hands. So? Amazing, right? His reply came in that same monotone. Yes. Good. I smirked victoriously. I didn't notice at first, but Ethan's gaze lingered on me a beat too long. Strangely intense. Later, Eleanor sent a messenger with an announcement. You can have your fun with that Omega. Any child can be added to the Hunt family registry, but the arranged marriage must proceed, no exceptions. I scoffed, bristling with defiance. Right in front of the messenger, I threw my arms around Ethan. Ethan, tell me this is more than just a fling. Say something, darling. The messenger shifted uncomfortably, suddenly fascinated by the ceiling. Ethan indulged me with a pat on the back. It's not just a fling. Don't overthink it. The messenger couldn't resist interjecting. Sir, you know this marriage is your duty as the Hunt heir. There's no way out. Ethan's expression turned glacial. You've overstayed your welcome. Leave. The moment the door closed, I slid off Ethan's lap, anxiety creeping into my voice. What now? The fake pregnancy won't hold forever. Unless we make it real. Huh? What was that? Nothing. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Little did I know that crossing bridges would become our 7-year routine. I've been pregnant 26 times and miscarried 27. If I were actually fertile, every preschooler in town would be a Hunt by now. I warned Ethan this charade couldn't last. Yet somehow we've been gaslighting Eleanor for 7 straight years. The Mary Sue world is truly terrifying. Those 7 years glued to Ethan's side weren't all bad. We became comfortable. Helping each other through heats and ruts felt natural. I'm grateful. Without him, I'd never have survived this world's absurdities. Sure, he's got that uptight CEO complex, but beneath it lies unexpected kindness. He gave me a job, a home, taught me to navigate this reality. But all good things. When Ethan approached 30, Eleanor's patience snapped. His arranged marriage became inevitable. He tried hinting at alternatives once, palm resting where a baby bump should have been. Oblivious, I fretted. Your entire career hinges on this marriage. We're out of excuses. His fingers lingered, gaze unwavering. There's one solution, a real child. I swatted his hand away. Don't joke. People only have babies for love. We don't love each other. His hand withdrew slowly. When he laid his head in my lap, it took minutes before he echoed hollowly. Right? You don't love me. Something felt off. But I could only murmur agreement. No, we don't. The wedding happened. I moved out. 7 years dissolved in the rearview mirror. Funny how eternity feels weightless in hindsight. The movers were calling out to me. Coming back to my senses. I still didn't hesitate to board the departing vehicle. 7 years, what did it amount to in the grand scheme of life? Ethan didn't come to see me off. And I didn't wait for him either. From now on, separated by continents and oceans, it's better we return to being strangers. Using my savings, I bought an apartment. Combined with my salary from these years, it should sustain this corporate drone for a while. I quit my job at Ethan's company, planning to rest first. But when I kept setting 2 placemats out of habit, leaving empty space in the closet for non-existent clothes, waking up curled against the wall while instinctively reaching across cold sheets, I had to admit, I'm no longer accustomed to solitude. Occasional cravings would make me automatically open my contacts and hover over the starred number. Then I'd remember, I can't randomly call Ethan anymore to demand midnight snacks. To distract myself, I adopted a dog and a cat, hoping they'd fill the void. Their arrival did bring joy initially. Yet when I instinctively wanted to send pet photos to Ethan, bitterness resurfaced. Slamming my phone shut, I tried journaling happy moments. But entries always devolved into, the furballs are adorable. Would Ethan like them? That man's always so stoic. No joy, no sorrow. Wonder if his fiancé ever cracks that composure. Though maybe his fiancé makes him happier. What's he doing now? Sigh. I miss him. I miss Ethan so much. Blinking away tears, I stared at the last line. I miss him. I miss Ethan so much. The realization hit like icy water. I'm done for. Turns out I love him. My first new year without Ethan. Alone. I pasted spring couplets and wrapped dumplings. On the couch watching the gala with pets snuggled close. I told myself this is contentment. When fireworks erupted outside, I bundled up and took the animals downstairs. The display bloomed nearby, vivid and magnificent. Glancing between explosions and my silent phone, I swallowed the metallic tang of disappointment. Returning home, I found a pile of holiday gifts and an unsigned card at my doorstep. Happy New Year. After settling the pets inside, I stood in the hallway. Show yourself now, or we're done forever. The corridor lights flickered through cycles. Between the flashes, even I didn't know what I was clinging to. Finally, after several rounds of this dance, Ethan descended the stairs. I turned to unlock my door without greeting. His panicked voice stopped me. Jay. I looked back with the same detached coldness he'd always shown me. What do you want? Don't know. Just missed you. I stayed silent, mirroring his legendary composure. He stepped forward, gripping my sleeve with his head bowed low. I don't know. I really don't. I called off the engagement. Told my parents I don't want the inheritance. I just don't understand what's happening to me, Jay. All I want is to stay by your side. To spend the next 7 years, 17 years, 70 years with you, Jay. He kept murmuring my name like a broken record, the sound strangely comforting yet suffocating. I turned away to open my apartment door. But Ethan, even best friends don't spend lifetimes attached at the hip. You chose that arranged marriage and walked away from me after careful consideration. Don't second-guess that now. My voice hardened. Otherwise, I'll start believing I was just some disposable backup plan. He released my sleeve the moment the door clicked open. You're right. My apologies for disturbing you. The emotional rawness vanished, replaced by that familiar robotic CEO demeanor. I leaned against the closed door, sliding down until cold floor tiles bit through my jeans. Go home, Ethan. You don't need some emotionally stunted lover. You need alliances, strategic marriages, concrete benefits. My chest ached more from his confession than missing him. This was temporary dependency, not love. He'd strayed off course, but I refused to become his detour. The holiday gifts he'd brought mocked me from the corner snacks I loved, perfectly tailored clothes, even those damn thermal underwear I never wore. A handwritten note fluttered out frowny face where the thermals. You always push through colds. I could practically see his stern frown as he wrote it. I smirked despite myself, then cursed my weakness. After stuffing everything into trash bags, I secretly kept the note before hauling the gifts downstairs. My pets tiptoed around my gloom until the dog's sudden barking shattered the silence. Rushing to the balcony, I squinted through heavy snowfall at a shadowy figure near the dumpsters. My blood ran colder than the storm when the silhouette started rummaging through trash. Barefoot and coatless, I raced downstairs. Snow-crusted fingers clutched a salvaged gift box. Ethan Hunt, have you lost your damn mind? This is disgusting. I grabbed his frozen wrists. He turned slowly, eyelashes crystallized. Just checking if you kept anything. I'll replace whatever's missing tomorrow. I smacked his cheeks, desperation cracking my voice. Are you frostbitten stupid? Why can't you let this go? The gift box slipped between us, its contents scattering across fresh snow thermal underwear, painkillers for my chronic headaches, and the novel I'd casually mentioned months ago. We stared at the pathetic treasures, our breath fogging the air between us. Somewhere beneath corporate strategies and inherited obligations, the ghost of two college freshmen lingered, boys who'd once shared instant noodles and dreams in a cramped dorm room. Ethan Hunt answered irrelevantly, "Your hands are cold. Go back inside before you catch a chill." This only irritated me more. You can tell if I'm cold? You're practically a snowman yourself. He kept avoiding the topic, insisting, "Just go. You'll get sick." My anger alone could have melted snow. I crossed my arms and glared. When he reached for me, his hand froze midair before retreating. He wiped his palms nervously on his trench coat. My hands, they're dirty. You should go. I'll leave so you don't have to look at me. He turned away stiffly, movements wooden from the cold. I grabbed his sleeve. Where exactly are you going? Ethan, you're terrible at this whole comforting people thing. Those intense eyes locked onto mine when he turned. The kind of gaze that makes your pulse race. We both knew whoever looked away first lost. Sighing, I surrendered to impulse. But he spoke first. "Jay, can I kiss you?" My eyebrows shot up. Since when did he initiate anything? He flushed, looking equally shocked by his own words. "Sorry, I shouldn't have." I closed the distance. Snowflakes melted between our lips during that brief contact. "Next time," I breathed, "let actions speak before words. That's how you properly pursue someone." Whether this worked on others I couldn't say, but it worked on me. Who knew I'd have to teach my own crush how to court me? He proved quick at lessons. Suddenly I was enveloped in his coat, his mouth warming mine thoroughly before. Well, let's just say we exceeded PG-13 territory. Post-kiss, I leaned against his chest catching breath. His question shattered the moment. "Jay, have you lost weight? Skipping breakfast again?" I shot him a look. Romantic cluelessness incarnate. Walking toward the lit stairwell, I realized he wasn't following. There he stood by the trash bins, coat disheveled, snow dusted, like some abandoned puppy. "Ethan, quit dawdling. Let's go home." He practically sprinted over. "Me? You mean, I can come in? What? My place not fancy enough for Mr. Hunt?" I teased, nerves creeping into my voice. "But if you stayed, Ethan, it could become our home. What do you think?" His grip tightened on mine, equally anxious. "We could really have that?" "Of course. Screw whether it's appropriate or not. Let the world demand perfect logic. I'll take this snow-defying sincerity every time." Epilogue: Ethan's perspective in the predestined course of events. I became entangled with Jay through false accusations. He would blackmail me into being his protector, while I'd use him as a shield against family pressure to marry. He'd persistently pursue me due to my social status, and I'd grow increasingly annoyed by his presence. Ultimately, I'd succumb to my parents' arranged marriage with an Omega wife and eventually fall for her. Yet even as events unfolded exactly as programmed, I still wonder, what is love? Standing beside my fiancé, I catch myself constantly wondering, What's Jay doing now? Is he eating properly? Staying warm? Has anyone bullied him again? Is this concern I feel for my fiancé love? I don't know. Searching through memories, I recall Jay's comically fake tears during his blackmail attempt. Yet what truly registered was his threadbare sweater and ashen complexion. What about me? I remember his carefree laughter, how he'd always wait for me to come home. That crucial night when I almost obeyed my parents to cut ties with him, yet instinctively called to inform him instead. Oblivious, he cheerfully wished me good night. That single sleep well made me defy my family's orders. I remember his fingers tracing my injury while asking if it hurt. During our final separation when I offered, ask for one last thing, my hidden plea was for him to choose me. Yet he left without hesitation. Whether I loved Jay remains unclear, but this I know, he likely never loved me. I've respected his silence since our parting, yet often find myself wandering near his neighborhood, watching him walk dogs or play with cats. I ache with forbidden thoughts. What if I weren't Ethan? Not some protagonist bound by family expectations, but simply Jay's pet. No responsibilities, just belonging to him. The more I observe him, the stronger the urge grows to abandon my scripted life. So I rebelled against destiny, letting my heart follow Jay's path. Though love's essence still eludes me, I suspect the answer lies in the years Jay and I shared. Perhaps through seasons with him, I'll finally understand.